Uh-oh, looks like he's having trouble too. Oh man. Oh man. Landed on the right wing. Oh no. I don't think he's gonna make it. Go around. Go around. Yeah, he didn't make it. What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back. It is finally here, the CRJ 700. We're gonna be flying Delta Connection here in Salt Lake City, headed down to KASE, aka Aspen. It's gonna be a beautiful flight, great scenery the whole way. It's only gonna be about an hour-long flight. There is no ATC out here. It's gonna be just to the south west of Denver, in case you don't know where that is. We have flown here once before, but it's been a while, and I don't even remember that flight, to be honest with you. So we're gonna head out there again, but really the key thing today, the main thing about today's video, is taking a closer look at the CRJ 700. Now there's two other versions of CRJs that Infinite Flight is planning to release here in the near future, including the 900 and updating the 200, I believe. And you guys can correct me if I am wrong. Now I have not been flying as much lately, and I have not been streaming, but that's a whole other thing. We can talk about that on my next stream. But anyways, let's get into this thing. The Delta CRJ 700. It looks good. It looks good. At my first impression of it is it looks very good. SkyWest in the building, looking good. Livery looks good as usual. You know, Infinite Flight always does a great job. They always do a great job at getting the liveries very accurate from the outside. So now the first main things about this aircraft, the main new features that everybody's kind of very excited about, are the opening of the doors. Let's go ahead and just open those doors. Let them drop real quick. We're gonna open up the main door here. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, look at that attention to detail. If you looked real closely as that happened, we may have to switch to the free camera here to actually get a good look at what just happened there. If we zoom in here real close, you can see actually even this little bar right here came out, which is really cool. I mean, it's a very attention to detail. I'm really appreciating what they did there. Now I don't know if I can do that again. But yeah, that right there, a little hook that comes down, that is a great attention to detail. I did not even know that was there. Now a little background about myself for you guys who have no idea who the heck Blue is, who I am. That's okay, welcome to the channel, but I'm not a real pilot, so don't think I know. I don't think I know everything. I don't pretend to try to act like I know everything. I've been flying flight sim for a very long time. I've been flying CRJs probably 100+ hours on X-Plane, so I'm familiar with this jet. But I'm really interested to see how Infinite Flight portrayed it. All right, let's take a look at this service door over here on the right side of the fuselage. I believe this is the door that they come in with all the food and everything. So we'll open that up. As you can see, what's really cool about this is that we're going to see, like, at first you're like, okay, it's opening, but wait, why is it closing? What's actually happening here is that they're actually pushing the door out and then pushing it over to the left, which is really cool. Again, it's the animation that they used here to make it come out. It's crazy. Again, I mean, I know that this is like simple stuff, you know, like, I mean, if you come from like PC flight simulators, like, this is like nothing. I know, I understand, but still, this is a mobile simulator, and they're raising the quality, they're raising the you know, the standard for these new aircraft, and I love that. I love that. I'm excited for the future. All right, that is the service door. Let's see what we got next. I believe the next one is the cargo door. That's going to be in the back, behind the left wing, I believe. So we'll slowly slide over there. Little walk around. That's a beautiful shot right there. Somebody take a screenshot of that. All right, now here's the cargo door right below the left engine. hit actions, and I'm gonna go to open cargo doors. It says doors. Oh, there's more. There's multiples. There's 2 cargo doors. All right, cool, cool, cool. I see what you did. I see what you did there. All right, so we got one right here. Very nice. And we got one in the back. I like it. I can dig it. Now I gotta say, I love the CRJ. All these variations. I do not love being a passenger on the CRJ. I have to say that, to be honest, I do not enjoy it at all. It's not very comfortable. I mean, usually you don't want to go any longer than an hour and a half flying on this thing as a passenger. As a pilot, this is a very fun plane to fly. All right, cool. So there's all the doors. Looking good. As you can see, everybody else has opened up their doors too. Nice. That's one thing I gotta say that Infinite Flight has over pretty much any other flight simulator out there, PC or mobile. Like, you don't get this high amount of quality in multiplayer. I could be wrong if there's anything out there that does, but anything that I play, specifically X-Plane, you don't get this great quality in your aircraft plus in the aircraft of everybody else too. So it's great. It's one thing I love about Infinite Flight is flying multiplayer and being able to see doors opening, flaps going down, gears going down, high quality aircraft that you're flying with. Anyways, all right, all this looks good, looks amazing. I'm loving it. I'm excited to get in the air with this thing. We just wanted to kind of take a look at the outside here before we got rolling and pushed back here in Salt Lake City. We're gonna go ahead and close the service door and the cargo doors because we're ready to go. Gotta love that door. So it's just love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, let's get out of here. We've been enjoying this aircraft on the ground for a little too long. Let's go ahead and hop into the cockpit. First looks here at the cockpit flight deck of the CRJ 900. Looks pretty good. This is about what I expect it to look like. Again, I've been flying the CRJ 200 on X-Plane, so this is exactly what it looks like. Just, you know, the texture is a little bit different color. Up here we have the exit, the emergency exit. We have the vents. We have all the electronics. Basically everything is what it is. As you guys know, if you're not on Infinite Flight, you know, Infinite Flight does not yet have the working you know, things here. These don't change, but right now that's okay. We'll wait. I'm pretty sure that is to come pretty soon. All right, so we have our fuel ready to go. Passengers are ready to go. We go ahead and push back and start. Let's go ahead and hit the push back button. We'll be pushing over to, I believe, runway 16 left is what we're going to be using today. Get it pushed back on the line here. The brakes, that's good. Let's go ahead and power it up. Usually you'd hit this button, I believe right here. There's an ignition switch, and then there's a button. Where is it? I can't remember. I think it's down here somewhere. I don't remember. I don't remember. But yeah, I know the ignition is up here. Oh, there it is. Start and stop. Boom, there you go. So let's go hit engine number 2. It's gonna be on the right side. Turn on the beacon lights, and nav lights should have been on already. Take a listen to that. The engine sounds haven't really changed, so. All right, looks and sounds like we got one good engine. Let's go ahead and start up the other engine on the other side. Engine number 1. It's gonna be engine on the left. Listen to that. Spool up real quick. Yeah, I would love for Infinite Flight to upgrade their aircraft sounds. Now, I don't know how good it can get for a mobile game, but still, I think that if they upgrade the sounds, because whenever I get sound packs and just things like that on the X-Plane, it just really adds so much immersion into flying a specific aircraft. All right, so engines are good. Both of them are ready to go. No smoking signs are on. Seatbelt signs are on. All the doors are closed and checked. Flight attendants are ready. For trim, we'll be expecting about 60%, I believe. That's the flaps. Here goes trim right here. Positive trim, by the way, 60% positive trim. And flaps will be set to 8, and we'll be expecting to rotate around 140 knots. So let's go 8. We'll have that all set up. Let's go ahead and taxi. Release the parking brakes, give it a little power, and let's get started. So today, I believe we'll be cruising. We're gonna try to cruise around 390. That's gonna be my altitude today. We'll see if we can get that high. I know I've really struggled getting the CRJ 200 that high on X-Plane. And again, I'm not comparing Infinite Flight to X-Plane at all, and I'm talking about X-Plane 11, not the mobile app. I'm just saying that I have more experience in X-Plane, and so I've flown the CRJ before, and that's kind of what I remember from that. But I really try to discourage people from comparing a mobile flight simulator to a full PC simulator. Like, it's just not fair. But again, for a mobile simulator, Infinite Flight is really impressive. Sounds like we do have someone inbound. Not sure who that is. But thank you guys so much for joining in with us today. Blue 116 taxiing to 16 left. Not sure what taxiway this is.
Salt Lake Unicom is using runway 16 left traffic.
Yeah, we're actually taxiing on Gulf. That's the name of this taxiway. Taxiing via Gulf. It's gonna be a very interesting takeoff and landing here. It being my first flight. But I thought I'd take you guys along with this. Thank you for joining. We did bring a few friends, as you can see, who are actually flying with us. Like, they believe they're still holding short of the runway. All right, looks like that aircraft is airborne, and we are now cleared to line up on the runway. Landing lights are on, strobe lights are on, all the lights are on, seatbelt sounds are on. Cabin has been briefed. We'll be cruising at flight level 390 today. The arrival is clear. Get the map centered if I can. There we go. Get lined up here on 16 left. We'll also go ahead and announce that we are lining up. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and announce we're gonna be taking off. 26 left, departing to the east.
Salt Lake Unicom, Blue 116 is taking off runway 16 left, departing east.
All right, trim's at 60%, flaps are at 8. We rotate around 140, something like that. All right, see if we can do our best to stay on the center line. About 7 knots of wind on the surface. Slowly bring it up. We'll go about 90% in 1. There she is. Yeah, rudder. The left rudder. $120. And there's 40. Bring the nose up slightly. Whee. That thing shot up, didn't it? Alright, let's go to rudder. Positive climb. Gear up. We're still climbing out by 155 knots. Gonna try to maintain runway heading here. We got traffic on our right wing, 3,000 above. That's another CRJ that just departed. So the airport elevation, I believe, is around 4,000 or so. For Salt Lake City is pretty high, highly elevated over here. So we'll be at 10,000 in no time. Kind of deviating from that runway heading that we wanted to do. So it's kind of bank to the left a little bit more. And once we get up, we'll start looking outside. But right now we're still hand flying it. Fly runway heading so we get to our first waypoint, passing 7,000 now. Go flaps to flaps 1. Bring that nose down. Gain some speed. So far, so good. Everything seems to be under control. We're not climbing too quick. Just under 3,000 feet per minute in a climb. Waypoint's coming up in less than a minute. We're at 190 knots. Beautiful mountains on the side. Can't wait to get an outside view of that. Coming up on 10,000. We just gotta stay below 250 knots when we are under 10,000 feet MSL. If you look at the AGO, if I switch this to AGO, you'll see we're only 5,000 feet above the ground right now. But MSL is 10,000. There's 10,000 right there, and there's a right turn. And we're gonna get rid of those flaps now, as well as the landing lights. And I'm actually gonna dial down that trim. It's holding the nose up a little bit more than I want. You should see the way I'm holding my phone right now. Just trying to keep it from like shooting up. I wasn't expecting it to rotate like that. I tried to raise the nose up, but as soon as the air got on the aircraft, it just went up on me. So 15% now on the trim, and that's just personal preference for me right now. We'll continue our right turn to our next waypoint, and as we're turning, we'll go ahead and slowly turn on the. Hold on, to bring that nose down. We're gonna slowly turn on the autopilot. We're gonna start with the altitude, bring that down to about 2,500 in the climb. That works for me. And speed, we're gonna lock that at about 280 knots in the climb also. And then we're gonna switch to nav mode, and that's gonna turn us to our next waypoint. And now the aircraft is handling the dirty work. We'll go ahead and enjoy the view. I'm telling you, if you have not flown in Salt Lake City, into Salt Lake City or out of Salt Lake City, Kilo Sierra Lima Charlie, you are missing out. Look at this. This is beautiful. Definitely want to check this out. So right now we're just past 10,000 AGO. Airport's over there on our right wing. Our departure is going to have us basically flying parallel of the runway to the opposite direction towards the north, and then we're making a right turn. There's a lake right there. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. Beautiful departure, man. Beautiful departure. I love flying in and out of Salt Lake City. Let's get us a right wing view. Yeah, let's try out that new right wing interior view. Yeah, there's the airport. No turbulence out here though, even though we're out around the mountains. A lot of times when you're flying around mountains, you get a little bit of turbulence on departure. You're taking off and descending from time to time, but it's pretty smooth today. We'll see how it is flying into Aspen. How smooth that is. Haven't checked the weather out there yet. So right now we're just going to go ahead and climb directly to our cruising altitude. Once we get there, we'll turn the seatbelt signs off. Beautiful, beautiful, man. You guys know how much I love scenery like this. This is my kind of place. This is my kind of place. So we're kind of doing like a circle around the airport. We took off to the south, made a right turn while gaining altitude, and then we're actually going to continue back south on the east side of the airport towards Aspen for our departure today. Wow, I just love flying out of here. Let's hop into the cockpit. We just reached our cruise altitude of flight level 390. And I believe right now we're cruising at Mach 0.75. I do not remember what the realistic speed is for cruising in the CRJ 700. I apologize if you were hoping that I would tell you, but I don't remember myself. I do know Infinite Flight did post a video, takeoff and landing tutorial basically on how to fly this thing, what are the correct speeds to fly it at, and all that good stuff. But I don't remember, so I can't quote it at the moment, but we'll be fine right here. I'm not trying to fly at blue speeds today. I'm kind of taking my time. Usually I would kind of max it out. I believe you can go all the way up to like Mach 0.82 in this thing on Infinite Flight. I'm not sure if you can do that in real life, but on here you can go, I think, about Mach 0.82. So we're gonna hang out. We'll probably go to Mach 0.78. How about we do that? We'll do that. We got plenty of fuel on board. Again, we're not in a rush. That might be a little fast too, but it is what it is. You know how it is. You know how I am. We just cruising. We don't really care what speed we going. But really enjoying this plane so far, and it's kind of like arched up. Like it looks like we're still climbing, but we're not. It's pretty cool. So we got, let's see, let's take us through a real quick flight update, make sure everything is cleaned up and ready and good for cruise. Seatbelt signs, we can go ahead and turn those off. It's been pretty smooth here today. Landing lights, those should have been on takeoff. I guess we forgot. Strobe lights also should have been on at takeoff. I apologize. I am doing everything wrong. Flaps are up. Trim is set for 20. We'll just leave that as is. It's not really. It shouldn't really affect us during while we're using autopilot, because the autopilot controls the trim while you are using autopilot, so that should not matter. Now let's take a. We're gonna go ahead and close the HUD view here, and we're gonna go ahead and just take a look at the cockpit a little bit closer here. So we got a nice amount of time to go. We got a 30 minutes flight en route. Distance about 239 nautical miles. It's about 1800 Zulu right now. Winds are we got a slight tailwind, but more of a crosswind. 17 at 218, or 218 at 17, I should say. Ground speed about 459, and we're going about Mach 0.78. So let's take a look. So we're here. How about we start on the left side? I'm not gonna go through what all this stuff does. I'm just kind of like taking a closer look at it. We got our lighting here for our integrity lighting, display lighting, flood, floor. We also have this stuff over here, which you can control your TCAS with, I believe, and also this allows you to change your nav source on these displays here. So all these buttons just kind of controls on this display. So we're not gonna. There's nothing to go through. Again, this is not a clickable cockpit, so we can't actually click on anything. I just kind of want to see at what level of detail these guys really put into it. As you can see, you can actually read all the text that is on the screen. It looks like this plane is on the ground. VT, you know what? Look at that. VT 180, V2 142, VR 131, V1. No, yeah, VR 131, V1 126. Now those are probably the actual V speeds we should be using. That's good information. And then we got 29902 down there. V2, yeah, that looks about right to me. I don't know what you guys think, but I mean, we were already gonna take off around 140, so we could have did VR V1 126. So just so you guys know, if you didn't notice that, zoom in on the display and you can see right here it actually gives you your V speeds that you need. Now that varies depending on your weight, but for the most part you can pretty much use them pretty generic. This one, there's nothing of interest on this screen, not that I see. Go down here to the center panel. This is where all your fuel information would be, your N1, your ITT, your N2. Now I think they're kind of, I don't know what the developers were thinking, but I'm thinking they're giving us some clues here. So it says right here 90% is 90% N1. That's probably takeoff speed, because the ITT, the N2, that doesn't matter to us really, because we can't control that. But if I click on the screen, you see on the left side of my display here, above power 79%, it says N1 87%. So I assume that's telling us that we need to take off at 90% N1. What else do we have down here that may be of interest? We have our flap set to 8. Yeah, it seriously looks like they're giving us clues. I don't know if anybody else has caught on to this, or if anybody else has noticed this, but on these displays it's actually giving you your takeoff. It's giving you your takeoff configuration as your V speeds here. It has your N1, which your N1 should be on takeoff. It also even says TO. That right there in the middle says TO. That's N1 for takeoff. Has N2, which doesn't matter on infinite flight at the moment. That's also fuel. Yeah, fuel right here, 4,000 on the left, 4,000 on the right. Total 8,000. Not sure how long of a flight. It's probably about an hour and a half, 2 hour long flight right there. Because we're packing about 10,000 pounds right now. So that's 2,000 pounds less than what we have, and we have 2 hours of fuel on board. Gear down, flaps to 8. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what other Easter eggs we can find in here. Now I would love it if any of like the developers were actually watching this, if they could confirm that's what those things are, and I could be wrong. This is our autopilot. This is where you would usually use if you were clicking things. Autopilot engages right there. Your CRS, your flight director, your transfer, speed, approach mode, heading, navigation, altimeter, banking, all that type of stuff up there. This is your actually, this is the electrical panel. You could also see your hydraulics here too, but none of this probably matters either because we don't deal with that currently on an infinite flight. Let's take a look at our FMS down here. Active legs. 16th. Yeah, I don't really see anything here of interest. I think the way this looks, to be honest, like it looks like it's clickable. Like it's all 3D. It's not just a picture. I mean, obviously the screens themselves are pictures of an actual display. But the buttons and things, like they look like they're gonna be clickable in the future. So maybe this is a, maybe, I think they're getting the aircraft. I think for now on, I personally believe they're getting their aircraft ready for clickable cockpits because all these buttons are 3D. All of them look like they have the coding ready, not ready, but the coding in place as placeholder to later on turn this exact cockpit into a clickable cockpit. Because I feel like I can click all these buttons. Now, that being said, if we were to get clickable cockpits on infinite flight, I feel like that'd be really painful. Like I could never click on every single one of these little buttons here to, this is where you, if you didn't know, guys, this is where you would put your flight plan. So you'd have to press A, B, whatever, and then hold, message, whatever. Like the buttons are too small. I'm on an iPhone 10 right now, and I don't think I'd be able to press that. So I'm really interested to see how they make clickable cockpits work in the future. As we go down, that's another FMS over there. We have our landing gear, which is in the up position, which is correct. I don't know. We're gonna hit the gear. Yeah, it works. All right, so I didn't already put it all the way down. We just kind of touched it a little bit in the move, so it does actually animate whenever you put the gear down. This is your engine. sync switch, throttles, which should change. We're on auto throttle right now, but there's not really much turbulence or anything happening, so the auto throttle is kind of sitting there. The flaps in the other aircraft before this one, they all worked animated, so I'm not really concerned about that. Down here on the bottom is where we usually would put in our COM1 frequencies and things like that, and radios all down here. So pretty cool, man. The cockpit looks really good. If we go up to the top, got our landing lights here. We got our aircraft compass radios, passenger signs. Like seriously, all this looks like something you could click on. So I'm excited about that. I think it's gonna be really cool when you can finally click on things. I don't know. I think we're a long way away from like doing cold and dark starts on Infinite Flight, where you could like actually start it up from a cold and dark state in Infinite Flight and press all the buttons to do what they need to do. So I think we're a long way from that. All right, let's go back to the cabin. Actually, before we do that, let's say hi to Joe. That's one of my names guy right here. His name is Joe. He's our co-pilot today. Thanks for joining us, Joe. I appreciate it. All right, back to the cabin. We'll start with the first camera view. A right wing passenger view, man. This is just dope. Like, I could literally, like, whenever I'm doing longer flights, so not really longer because this is a regional jet, so you wouldn't go that long, but I could just like step away from the phone and just let this view go for a while. Like, I could just, I don't know what it is about simulators being able to look from the inside of the cabin that really like excites us so much. It's like, I don't know, I don't get it, because the thing is, when you're actually on a real airplane and you're in the cabin, you want to be on the exterior view. You want to see everything, but from this view you can't really see everything. But I don't know why we like it so much, but it looks great. And I love that you can rotate the camera 3D and kind of look inside the cabin, which also looks amazing. One thing I already noticed that's missing is there's no seatbelt signs in this cabin. There's just vents. No seatbelt signs. I don't see anywhere where like the oxygen mask would fall out, which that might be what that is right there. But you know, small details. I'm being picky here, you know, but it still looks good. I mean, overall, this just looks like an amazing aircraft. But I love this. This is the first time we've really got to do this, to have this right here, have a really nice airliner interior. And I'm looking for, the more I look at this stuff, the more I get excited about the aircraft to come and the updates of older aircraft they've done. Holy crap, this thing is turning. That's turbulence. All right, let's take a look at another view. Hopefully this flight is long enough for us to check out everything. All right, so we're back in the cockpit. Now we got a, I guess you could call it a jump seat view. Yeah, pretty much. Jump seat view. This is a very, very nice view. I like how wide it looks too. Cool. We've already been in the cockpit for a while, so let's continue. On to the next view. We got our right GoPro camera view. This is the view you see a lot of pilots use. It's really hard for me to get this view on X-Plane, but I'm just saying. But a lot of pilots use this view whenever they record their real life flights, and I love this view, especially on approach. We may have to try that. Alright, we got another right wing view from another seat a little bit closer to the front. Loving this view too. This is just an amazing view. Loving it. I don't know, I'm like, this type of, you know, this makes you want to fly more, you know what I mean? I haven't flown Infinite Flight that much lately, and stuff like this makes me want to fly more. Oh wait, before we leave that view, let's kind of move the camera around. Also, we can see the interior. I love that you can do it in 360. And I also love that whenever you let go of it, it doesn't just swing you back. Some games, whenever you like move the camera around, whenever you let go of, you know, manipulating the camera, it swings you back to the default view. But I could actually customize my view here in the cockpit. So for example, let's say I like this wing view better. I can leave this view right here. I can even zoom in a little bit, leave that there, go back to that original right wing view that we were at, and then put this view on a strictly cabin view. So that way, whenever I go away from this camera and I come back, oh wait, wrong one, it's still in that view. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of, they're kind of adding some customization ability. I think we could do this before. It's just, you know, a good point that I'm making here. But I like that view a lot. I like that functionality there. Let's see what we got up next. Oh yeah, look at that. See, this will be a really cool view when landing also. And again, 360. It's a lot louder out here, I know. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. But yeah, I like this view. You can also zoom out more if you're not happy with how wide it already is, but I think that's been too wide. You could also do this. Watch the gear come down. Take a closer look at the engines, things like that. Very, very nicely modeled though. If you didn't know, guys, if you double tap the screen, it puts it back to its default position. But yeah, we gotta hurry up before we get to our top of the scene. I don't even know where that is. Then we got our nose camera, just like the one they have on the Citation X. They have a very similar view on the Citation X. This would be a really nice view also for like a time lapse. Just giving you guys some ideas. An exterior left wing view. Man, look at that scenery. I don't even know where we are right now, to be honest with you. Not doing a great job of keeping track of our location on the map at the moment. I'll take a look at live flight and let you guys know. You can't really see the engine too well, but that makes sense. You usually can't see it very well on the CRJ anyways. But you can see that there is something spinning in there. So it doesn't bother me at all, but you can actually see the engine, the turbo fans in there. All right, let's go. So I think the next one's gonna be the right wing. You see that was left wing, right wing. There we go. Those are the de-icing panels there, or whatever you want to call that, up on the front edge of the wing. Pretty smooth flight, not too much turbulence. Really, really enjoying this plane. I really like it. I really do like it. I know a lot of people were, I don't want to say upset, they were happy the CRJ came out, but a lot of people weren't really excited about it. A lot of people in the community were not really excited about it, a regional jet coming out. The majority of infinite flight pilots, they want the big long haul planes. They want the A350. I like to say CRJ update was the most controversial update, or an aircraft update of all the aircraft that have come out. CRJ is an aircraft that Infinite Flight already had, but they didn't have it the quality of it was just horrible. It was terrible. But they added multiple variations of the CRJ and updated how they look. So, and it looks amazing. It looks great. So yeah, we went through all the views. I think the last one we're looking at is the bottom. So that's where the wheels will come out. We drop the landing gear. And the last view we have is a tail view. Another great view for a time-lapse video. Kind of looks like a spaceship from this view. And let's move on. I believe that's all the new views that we have for the CRJ. The rest of these views are all the usual scenic views, you know, free camera, tower, all that type of stuff, cockpit views, all of that. So not much new there. For now, we'll go ahead and jump to scenic view, take a few more scenic shots before we start focusing on our descent here into Aspen. Just gorgeous. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful scenery and a beautiful aircraft. Infinite Flight developers definitely did their thing on this. It was a long time coming. People were actually getting angrily impatient with this update coming out. Are our lights still on? Where are our lights on? Our landing lights are on. That's what that was. You guys probably noticed it a while ago, and I just noticed it now. But anyway, so let's start thinking about when we need to descend. We're only 15 minutes out from Aspen, which I believe is in. I think that's in Colorado. I believe right now we are flying over. We actually just crossed over the Utah-Colorado state line. We're just north of Grand Junction. We'll be seeing KASE pretty soon. KASE has a pretty. I wouldn't say challenging arrival. It's just a really pretty arrival. You just gotta make sure you set yourself up for success and not set yourself up for failure. So let's go ahead and go to the map view. We're gonna go to I think my favorite view so far. I'm going to go in that right seat, that beautiful right seat. Oh yeah, loving it, loving it. And take a look at the map. So for you guys who don't know where KASE is, Aspen is, so again, quick update. We took off in Salt Lake City, departed to the southeast. We got one aircraft behind us. We got 2 other people ahead of us, also arriving into Aspen. Those big red circles is basically like a TFR. It's a you know, just saying as I believe it says certain types of aircraft can't fly and land in these airports. They don't want like 747s and A380s landing out here because this is a small regional airport. But we only have a couple more waypoints to go. Let's take a look and see, find out what the weather is. I'm pretty sure we only have a choice of 1 runway to land at. Right now, runway is in favor of 15. Winds are 240 at 12. No, sorry, 240 at 16, gusting 12. Wow, we picked a great day to fly into Aspen today. Elevation is 7,836 feet, something to keep in mind. Yeah, TFR is an aircraft restriction, active surface to 15,000 feet at both of them. So we'll expect runway 15. I do have the chart for that. Based on the chart, let's see, yeah, elevation at the end of the runway is going to be 7,680. The terminals will be on the left side. Got some pretty crazy winds going on right now. This is my flight plan on Skyvector. It's a little bit different than what we had, but it's basically the same thing. Go ahead and turn that off right there. You can see we do have some weather out here in the area of Utah and Colorado. That's why we're getting that gust on our arrival. I want to zoom in real quick just to get a closer look at our arrival into Aspen. Mainly the terrain is what we want to worry about the most. Currently, Infinite Flight does not really show terrain, so we don't really know. All we know is the airport is at 8,000 or so, 7,000 feet elevation, but we don't know. What Infinite Flight does not tell us is what the elevation is around it. As you can see right here, this big 14.6. That means that's 14,600 feet at its highest peak over here, just to the northeast of the runway, and to the west of the runway, we have 14,500 is the peak over there. Now, I do have the approach chart for runway. What did I say? Runway 15. Let's take a look at that. All right, let's go ahead and make this bigger. There we go. So this is kind of what we need to expect, it looks like. And this is actually my first time looking at this, so we're just going to kind of go through this together. So we got our ATIS here. We got our Aspen approach. This are all our frequencies up top. Our nav aids close by. Let's see. No missed approach procedure. That's good to know. That means you need to make it or not. Radar is required. Procedure not authorized at night, so you can't fly in here at night. There's a recommended 12,500 feet coming in to the DBL VOR, which I'm not sure, 100% sure if that is on our flight plan. It is. Is it? Don't think it is. I don't think that waypoint is available in Infinite Flight, but we're gonna try to go for that, something similar. Do have kilo on there, so we have 10,000 coming out of this way from the northwest and 12,500 coming from the northeast, or the north, basically directly north. So we're going to be actually approaching the runway from this side over here where Carbondale is. So we'll use that reference. We'll go down to 10,000 feet and basically fly in for the visual for runway 15, and we'll have to kind of go with it and see. If it doesn't look good, we will have to find a way out of it. We'll probably go to some point of no return somewhere in here, because you can see the reason there's no go around is because these mountains are all high around it. 6,000, 16,000, 15,000, 12,000, 11,000, 10,000, 9,000. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a tight fit right here. But yeah, and we're gonna go ahead and start our descent. So we are. Wait, is that us? Oh, I thought that was us. I was like, oh wow, I completely missed our type of descent. We're gonna go ahead. Oh wow, look at that view. I'm just amazed. We're gonna go ahead and start our descent though. As I said, for the 10th time. We go down to 10,000 feet. I want to be at this Jargu right here, or this vicinity, at about 10,000 feet. So if Jargu is there, before Jargu we have 22 miles between Jargu and Truel. And before that we have 5 miles to our next waypoint. So let's add up 22 and 18, which is, we'll round it to like 45. That's not the correct math. I'm just saying we're rounding it. That's why I say we're rounding it. The 45, we'll base our descent on 45 miles to 10,000 feet. Wow, I'm not sure which was more beautiful, the departure out of Salt Lake City or the arrival in the Colorado. Holy. We should have plenty of spacing between us and the aircraft. Oh, yeah. The aircraft ahead is way ahead of us. We have one plane behind us and he's way back there, so we're good either way. So spacing won't be an issue today. Yeah, we're at 22,000. We have 10,000 feet to lose. So I'm going to go ahead and deviate from the flight plan just for a second. We're going to do a quick hold because we descended way too late. Stay around 270, 270, 275. We'll turn nav mode off. Actually, hit heading mode, nav mode off, and make a 90-degree. Make a 360 here to lose some altitude. We're not going around. We're just doing a quick hold just to get us our altitude down. You gotta be careful though where we do it. This area seems good. I mean, there's some mountains here, but as long as we stay above those mountains, we should be fine. Now, how high are those mountains specifically? I do not know. Look at that fog forming in the background. I'm gonna bring our vertical speed up to 3,000. Now, I know most people wouldn't usually want to like do circles in the air till they got on the ground, but you gotta do what you gotta do. If you miscalculate something or you're gonna come in high and you don't want to descend 8,000 feet per minute, you might want to do a quick circle. So we do have traffic 3,000 above that I think we are going to intersect here, and that is completely my fault. But yeah, we landing around 135 knots, full flaps, and 60% on the trim for the CRJ 700, and we should be close enough to contact. Yeah, there's Case Unicom, announced inbound, landing runway 15, straight in.
Aspen Pitkin Unicom, Blue 116 is 14 nautical miles to the north at 11,900 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 15.
Alright, I got visual. We're gonna calibrate the screen and disengage autopilot. I'm gonna fly the rest of the way. We're on a 15, what is that? 10-mile final. Let's go ahead and report position on final, runway 15, Blue 116, with flaps 20.
On final, runway 15.
Looks like we got a little crosswind at the moment.
Aspen Pitkin Unicum, Sierra Tango Romeo Lima Yankee is clear of all runways.
Let's turn the auto throttle on. Don't have to worry about that.
Nautical miles to the north at 11,000 feet, inbound for landing. We'll make right traffic for runway 15.
Alright, gear down. Landing lights, all the lights are on. Alright, we're a bit high, but there's a mountain right there. So I technically could have went that way through the canyon there. Alright, time to focus. 6 miles out. Let's add some more flaps. Flaps 30. Go down to 135.
Aspen Pitkin Unicum, Porter 25 is on final, runway 15.
500.
Looks like we cleared that mountain. Easy. Alright, 5 miles. Now we are going to be expecting a little bit of gusting here. So just watch out for that. Prepare for that. Alright, now I see 2 white lights, which means we're a little high. Hopefully that's accurate. I'm going to go flaps full. Let's get it lined up as best we can. And as soon as we get the aircraft slowed down, we're gonna have to exit the runway. We have a aircraft probably about 5 miles behind us. Oh, trust me, we're higher than 500. I mean, we're lower than 500. 300. Off to the right a little bit. Come on.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Come on, come on. Put her down. Throttle idle. Oh, God, we're floating it.
20,
We're floating it.
10.
We're floating it. Eee. Not a good landing. Not a good landing. Manual braking. Come on, come on. Get it slowed down. Get it slowed down. There's 60 knots. Not a good landing. I'm looking forward to trying that again. Woo! Alright, we gotta exit the runway. Expedite that. Spoiler's gonna go off. Jesus! That was sketch. We have to watch this back and find out exactly what I did wrong there. It felt like I was coming in fast. Like at first, it felt very stable up until the point that I got right above the runway. I think what it was, and I'm pretty sure you guys will love to tell me everything I did wrong there, and I'm pretty sure you will. But just from my memory and what was going through my mind, what I think kind of screwed up the end of that approach was the fact that I didn't go idle early enough. Like, we were right above the numbers, still at about 75, 45, something like that, % throttle. Alright, we're clear.
Aspen picked in Unicom. Blue 116 is clear.
Flaps up.
Runways.
We did make it though. We made it. We didn't crash. We did kind of brush the grass a little bit. I'm pretty sure the passengers didn't appreciate that very much, but there's only like 75 of them. Uh-oh, looks like he's having trouble too. Oh man. Oh man. Landed on the right wing. Oh no, I don't think he's gonna make it. Go around. Go around. Yeah, he didn't make it. Oh no. Oh, I think he did. I can't tell. Let's go to free camera real quick, see where he's at. Oh, that's hilarious. At least I'm not the only one. Let me know how you guys have been doing too. I mean, hey, it's a new plane. We're all new to it. I can make a lot of excuses right now. Like I haven't landed a plane on infinite flight in a week. I've been using the joystick lately. You know, I can say all kind of stuff, but you know, it is what it is. When you come to my channel, you know what to expect. You never know if I'm gonna get a smooth landing. Sometimes you get the smooth butter landings, and then sometimes you get the rough riders. Either way, a good landing is a landing you can walk away from. Well, I wouldn't say a good landing, but you know what they say. All right, we're gonna taxi here to the gate. We have another arrival coming in. I can see his landing lights. We may get to watch him on the way in. But yeah, great airport to fly in. Great approach. Could have did a lot of things better there as far as planning for my descent, but that was not the focus of today's flight. The focus was giving this aircraft a try, see what it feels like, seeing what it looks like, seeing what it flies like. So this flight in general reminded me of the first time I ever flew the Dash 8 Q400. The Dash 8 Q400 looks like a very easy plane to fly, but when you fly for the first time and you've never flown anything like it, you quickly realize that, hey, I need to give this another try now that I know how it works. So it's kind of how I feel about the CRJ. The only plane I can really compare it to is the Dash 8 and the way that it flies. Not that it flies like the Dash 8, it's just that it doesn't fly exactly like you would expect it to fly. I guess that's what I mean. But it flies well. It's a great plane, very high quality. Love it. I do like it. I will be flying a lot more. Most of the flights that I do are around an hour and a half, 2 hours, anyways. So it makes sense for me to fly a CRJ instead of a 787 or a short 1 hour flight. You know what I mean? So I'm glad they added this one to the hangar. Looking forward to flying it some more. Hope you guys enjoyed that flight though. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh wow, nice. See, he did so well. He was able to leave on the first taxiway. There you go. Is that Alaska? I can't tell what airline that is, but oh well. Let's go ahead and shut the engines off. Beacon light's gonna come off with that. Strobe lights and land lights gonna come off with that. Seatbelt sounds gonna come off with that. And as those turn off, opening up the main door. There we go. And also gonna open up the service door and cargo doors for the crew. And for the ground crew to go ahead and start servicing the plane and getting that baggage off of here. But again, all in all, I did enjoy the flight. I enjoyed the plane. Love the plane. I feel like this is definitely, well, it's pretty obvious that this is the best plane on Infinite Flight right now as I speak. And when I say best, I mean as far as quality wise. Now as new aircraft come out, they're going to keep bringing better and better quality, more and more functionality, more animations, more doors that open, more things to do. You know what I mean? I feel like the CRJ is just kind of like it's like a little tease of what's to come in the future. You know, in the future we're going to see full airliners with seats on the inside, with opening doors. You know, maybe we'll see ground crew in the future. Maybe we'll see 3D you know, objects. You know what I mean? Saying there's a lot. Infinite Flight has a lot of potential, a lot of things that they can add. But like I said, in the end, CRJ is a great plane. I love it. I really do enjoy it. So hope you guys like it too. Let me know what you think about the Delta. Well, not the Delta, but let me know what you think about the CRJ and what aircraft you're looking forward to seeing in the future. Thank you guys so much again for flying with me. Looking forward to getting back live streaming. It's been a while since I've been able to live stream for you guys, so you'll be expecting to see that very, very soon now that I got it working again. So definitely see you back at another live stream, another video. Remember, you got 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. I'll see you guys next time, next video.